All right. So let's go ahead and get started for the week. So what we have here is we're looking at the DXY, and we had already talked about the news that's going to be coming up on Wednesday that you want to watch out for before I even started recording. But we want to look at, I'm just drawing this out so that, well, yeah, I'm just drawing this out because I want to be able to see it a little better going towards like in the past, because I usually draw out my support and my resistance like this. Now I know this isn't really arbitrage related, but I still like doing this sometimes. So I'll place my two lines right here, and then I want to look in the past and see how many times prices interacted right here regardless. And so we have right here, right there, right here. So okay, so US dollar, it's been bearish all of last week and the week before that, right? Just wanted to take a look at that. We can see that price currently came down to the two deviations right here, and let me put this down here actually. And we see that prices came and hit it once, wanted to go down a little further, but on Friday it couldn't, so it all of a sudden looked like it was turning around. But because we have a hammer right here, which is, I still consider this a hammer, even though we still have this little wick up here. I still want to consider this a hammer, so we might be seeing some type of, oops, did not want that. I wanted this. We might be seeing some type of reaction right here where price may either A, consolidate, or B, start to retrace before, if it potentially will keep going down. But that is still questionable. I still think it could go lower. I'm like honestly speaking, I still think the US dollar has a lot more room to drop. But like I said, I'd want to see exactly what happens over here. We might get a reaction where price goes up. This is what I want to see, realistically speaking. I want to see price come up, even if it's to 98, like $98. Well, I was gonna say $98, whatever. 98 right here. If it comes up to the lower danger zone, I wouldn't be mad at that. But I really want to see price come back to retest this RSI line. I want to see a pretty decent pullback on this to then start dropping some more. That's what I would want to see, in particular with the US dollar. I'm going to go on the weekly time frame real quick and see. Yeah, I like that a lot, because on the weekly time frame, we haven't even got the sell call yet. So if price right here can go up to around, it's not necessarily at the RSI line on the weekly time frame, but if it could come up to this RSI line, reject off of there, like off of 98.35, and then continue dropping, that would be lovely for like a possible like really good swing trade type of thing. Because I do like seeing that price is currently under the weekly RSI line. I do like seeing that a lot. So again, maybe I overshot it a little bit, because naturally the RSI line, what it's gonna do is gonna come down a little more. That's why I put it right here. But let's just say that the RSI line would be like a little lower, like 90. Like, yeah, that looks good to me. So this is really what I would want to see on the DXY for me to be like, okay, yeah, this looks like a really good sell to get back into, because from this sell that we had right here is just been dropping for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 weeks, basically 2 weeks. So I want to see, it's probably going to consolidate it here for the rest of the day, possibly, who knows. But I really do want to see price go up and then drop for me to get an entry into like these USD pairs that have been interacting. And so Euro USD, obviously, it's going to look something a little the opposite of this, right? So before I continue, is there any questions on the DXY? Any questions on the DXY? Any questions? All right, all right. So let's go on to Euro USD. All right, so Euro USD, it's basically the same thing. Like I said, like I mentioned with the DXY. So if you draw this box out like I did at first on the DXY, what the heck? Why is this not drawing? There you go. So we have this box, make it a little bigger. And then, so I pop it one right there, pop another one right here. Look to the left. Again, we have interactions over here. We have pretty decent interactions right here. And so what I want to see with this right here is to see price, like I said, reject off of here and go back down, just like I said on the DXY, to come back down to retest the RSI line before breaking through this zone right here. So from right here, you can see that price is at the 2 deviations, right? And so it's respecting it. I want to see price come back down to, again, retest around right here, maybe even a little higher. Right there is, yeah, right here is pretty solid. And then for price to continue going back up. That's what I want to see on Euro USD. It's going to weekly time frame. Just like how the DXY, it already had breaking through the DXY to go bearish on the weekly time frame. We have the same thing on the Euro USD, but I really want to see it come back down to retest this RSI line. And this, again, just like the DXY, matches up exactly at the RSI line right here. So that's really what I want to see with Euro USD. On the hourly time frame, I called for the sell already. I'm not gonna front. I was a little upset because I had gone into a sell around over here, and then price was just consolidating. It kicked me out of my trade, and then it dropped, which is story of my life sometimes. But yeah, like I mentioned, we already have the sell on Euro USD. So as long as price is staying under this RSI line, I might wait a couple hours, but I'm actually might already end up start getting into the sell just for it to come up and then start to drop. That could be your trade for a Sunday already, if that's the type of trade you're looking for. But yeah, I want price to come back up to 1.13230 ish and then start to drop. Or you could not even care about those couple of pips being in drawdown. How many pips is that from here? And it's like about 20 pips. So if you're not worried about being in a 20 pip drawdown, then you could go ahead and sell right now. But yeah, like I said, personally speaking, I'd want to wait a little bit for a price to come up a little higher and then drop. Because this hammer right here, that you see it's probably what made, well, not made, but it's probably what showed price that it wants to make a quick reversal. So again, I want to see price come back up, retest the RSI line, then drop. Let me get rid of those because that'll just make the daily look sloppy. 4 hour time frame, still not quite even ready. It doesn't even look like it's ready to drop, although it is under the momentum line, but it's still kind of above the compass right here. So again, it would be ideal. Yeah, look, this all matches up with the sell. This is like setting up for a sell on the 4 hour time frame too. So this could be our trade of the week for Euro USD. I really want to see a drop, especially when we see these dollar signs right here. Although, as I always say, you can't really look too much at the dollar signs, because we could see right here that price was showing that it was overbought, and yet it still kept rising. So just want to always be careful with that. But yeah, 4-hour time frame, it's not even showing us anything remotely close to us trying to sell. But like I mentioned, on the hour time frame, I care to disagree. But we also have to look at the level pro right here. It hasn't really even came down to ground zero, so would want to be patient and wait. The RSI line has definitely showed us that it wants to sell for the arbitrage Z, but these other two lines are still up here. So still gonna wait on Euro USD. Not gonna really get rushed into this. I might, like I said, I might wait a bit until price comes up here, and then I'll sell it. So we'll see how that goes. Any questions on Euro USD? This is the setup that I want to take for the week. So I'll set stop loss above there. This will be a nice little trade.
So on EU, I'm sorry, would you where would you set your buy stop if you were to do that?
What was that?
Where would you set your buy stop on that one?
Also, for Euro USD, I'm actually looking for sells, and if I were to because like on the 1 hour time frame we have the sell right here. I'd personally rather set a buy limit on this trade at 1.13200 right here. But if you wanted to set a sell stop, then probably a safe bet would be like at 1.12726. But even then, price could always just bounce off of this and then go back up to retest the RSI line. So, like I said, I'd like a sell limit might be better than a sell stop in this scenario for me.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem. All right, any other questions? Oh, again, this is what I want to see. I want to see price just come up back to this RSI line, and then I'll press the sell button. Go on to the daily time frame. This is a 270 potential pips if we do take this all the way down, and we're risking 70 pips. So this is basically a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio. But again, this is like a swing trade. This isn't like if you're looking for like an intraday trade. I'll go ahead and hide this. But I do like to sell a lot. If you were looking for an intraday trade, then what I would do is I'll take this sell right here. Because most likely if price comes up to this level, then it'll most likely tell you to buy anyways. But I would put this a little higher there. So if you're looking for an intraday type of trade, if you're not like willing to swing, this would be my trade setup. A 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. You're risking about 50 pips to get 100 pips. Once price comes back up to 1.13200. So yeah, that looks like a solid trade to me as is right there. But for those who are swinging, again, I'm trying to take price down over here, or even possibly take it just to the upper danger zone. The upper danger zone may be where price stops at and then keeps going higher. So that's what I want to see though. So what I am going to start doing, just to help out a little more, is actually no, that's okay. Who is this? Nah, fam, I don't like that. I'm gonna have to check that out. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna have to hit up support. But anyways, I'll worry about that when it comes. Who is this? I'm gonna have to change my password as soon as this thing is over. But anyways, so yeah, again, I want to see price come up here, drop, then yeah. So let's go ahead and go on to GPUSD. I really don't like that. I'm gonna have to switch my username ASAP. Well, not my username, my password. All right. So GU is just it's just been going higher and higher and higher. I was pretty sure that I was pretty sure, but I thought that price was just gonna respect this RSI line and then drop. But nope, it did not. It just kept going. It just went bullish and it's keep on going. So realistically speaking, on GU, the only way that I'd want to get back into the only way that I want to get into a buy, I won't even like I would never buy up here. That's just not my personal trading style. Unless I'm like scalping or something. But if I wanted to get into a really decent buy, I'd probably want to wait till price to come back down to like where the arrow's at, like at 1.24678, or maybe even a little higher, like around. I mean, not. I mean, a little lower, like probably even around like what 1.25600 area. That's probably where I'd want to see like maybe a little pullback to maybe get into the trade, but I'd want to see definitely even more a retest of the RSI line because that's what would just make me feel more comfortable getting into a buy in this situation. Weekly time frame. See what it says. Yeah, even that's tough. So the weekly time frame is definitely showing that price is like coming up and pulling up on that RSI line. And so if it does, because like as soon as price came up here, the RSI line dipped a little bit, but now we have price going bullish. I think there's a gap. Is there? There might be a gap, a little gap on the hourly time frame. I'll check that out. But yeah, I want to. It's kind of tough seeing that RSI line there on GU because that could potentially make GU drop. Although my sentiment is that it's came and create. It's still look. We have a low. I mean, we have a high. We have a low. We have a lower high. We could possibly make a lower low on GU. Possibly. Not saying that we will, but it's been in a downtrend since December of last year. It's been a downtrend. We have a low, high, lower high, lower low, lower equal right here. About lower equal right here. So that doesn't change the trend. Then we have a lower low, and then we have a lower high. We could still, yeah, on the weekly time frame, this is going to be interesting to watch out for. We could definitely see, because price is at the RSI line and the mean line. So if price respects here, then we're going to be definitely still in a downtrend. Imagine if someone would have sold right here and they would have been in this huge negative right now. But anyways, that's besides the point. I definitely want to see price start to drop from here if it's going to continue going on a downtrend, is what I'm trying to say. However, if it's going to go on an uptrend, then realistically speaking, I will have to see on the weekly for price to go up, retest its RSI line, and then continue going higher. That's what I would want to see if I wanted to get into a buy. So currently, I'm not interested really in, bro, okay, bro. I'm not going to stop this just because someone's trying to get into my thing, but it's really starting to annoy me. Like on a higher level, it's really starting to annoy me. In fact, you know what, guys? Give me a couple of minutes. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to change my password right now because I really don't feel cool with my account being like that. Settings. I'm sorry for this. It's just I'm not really cool with that, and that's a hell of a breach. Change password. There you are. Okay. This. All right, and there we go. Done with that. Go back to chart. Ooh, I hope that auto saved low key, but if it didn't, it's all right. I don't think it did. My bad, guys. I was just not okay with somebody having access to my account like that, because first of all, it's not cool. Secondly, don't want to get in trouble, right? So, anyways, let's go on back to GPUSD, like I was mentioning. I'll probably upload it on tonight, most likely. Regular arbitrage bands, daily time frame. All right, so now that we're back here. Like I said, weekly time frame. Definitely want to see price actually sell from here. Yes. I'll be right back, guys. Give me like 5 seconds. All right, I am back. Sorry, my daughter's cooking and she was asking me a question. But anyways, so like I said, I want to see price definitely just drop from right here. I might actually get into a sell just to get like a really good. It's kind of crazy to get into a sell if you look at the higher time frames, because like, are you kidding me? Like prices, so I mean on the lower time frames, because price is like already gone and been bullish. Like if you go on the hourly time frame, you see that price is like it's kind of making a double. Ooh, actually, this is a double top. I don't know how many of you guys know about. Well, it's kind of weird because this made a double top, kind of, then it was still went bullish. But this is you see that price made a double top, as in price came up once, dropped a little, came back up again to like make an M and then drop. That's what I wanted to see on this. The RSI line is setting up, so we might see price come up a little higher. But if it does, this is going to be a very good and interesting week. I need to move this out the way. If I can get price to come up a little higher, like around 1.27264, I'm willing to risk about like that much amount of pips and be in a long-term sell. Like when I'm talking about long-term, I'm talking about long-term. Let's see. Now this, I don't know how many of you guys would be down to even attempt to hold. Hold on, let me see. Because this might take a long time. Oh wow, that was. There we go. There we go. I'm talking about for a long time holding this trade. If this, like I said, because according to how the charts look, it kind of looks like GU is in a downtrend. So if it's going to continue that downtrend, it's going to make a low once it breaks through right here. So, I'm talking crazy, I know. I'm talking a little crazy, but this could be a very much possible be a sell setup for, again, this could be like a long-term thing if this downtrend is what's going to happen. But it all depends if price holds at this RSI line. If it doesn't, this whole thing is scrapped. So again, I'd want on the hourly time frame to get a really sniper entry. This is like ridiculous, I know, but to really get like a really good sniper entry, I'm really gonna do this. Oh, it's already up here at my entry. Oh no, it's not. My entry is right here. I want price to come back up here. Well, nah, I have a good entry right here too. I'm okay with getting into this trade and putting my stop loss at 1.27576. I'm perfectly fine doing that right now as we speak. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And if my stop loss gets hit, then hey, how many pips is that? My entry's at 2. That's 35 pips. That's 36 pips. I'm okay with losing that many pips. I'm totally fine with that. Okay. So yeah, I'm getting into this sell, and my stop loss is gonna be 1.27576. And like I said, this is it's kind of crazy because I'm going just based off of the weekly time frame. Like this is such a small stop loss for a really long swing trade, but I want to see if this is where price is gonna stop at before it starts to drop. So again, I'm gonna get into the sell. And if my stop loss gets hit, then that's okay. And if we get wicked out and price starts to drop, we can always get back in later. But this is it's not calling a sell on anything. It's not calling a sell on the 15-minute time frame. It is at the 2 deviations, though I like seeing that. On the 5-minute time frame, it's not calling for a sell. It's showing that it's overbought, but it's not calling for a sell. And on the 1-minute time frame, it's not calling for a sell either. So I'm just, like I said, if you want to take it, be my guest, because I'm definitely taking this trade. I might even put my stop loss a little higher just because this is like a long-term trade for me. I'm gonna hold this for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put my stop loss just a little higher.
So when you say hold for a while, like how long is a while?
I'm talking about like possibly like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just depending on how long this move takes. Because again, this is a sell that I'm getting in from on the weekly time frame, and so if I'm going on the weekly time frame, look at all these candles. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All this is 12 weeks worth of GPUSD moving. And so if I'm going based off of the weekly time frame, then that's why I'm saying that, like, okay, this is a really long-term trade. Like, this isn't a trade that you're gonna want to get out like after like a couple hours or anything like that. This is something that, like, if you want to hold for a month, maybe possibly. you can get into. And like I said, if price hits, if the stop loss gets hit, it's a very small stop loss, but the risk to reward is 30 is a 1 to 38. I'm okay with taking that risk right now and holding this for a couple of weeks and seeing what happens. Because at the end of the day, all I'm going to lose is 41 pips. But if it goes like how I planned, then that's possibly 1,590 pips. So, like I said, I'm just gonna hold it. If that's not your trading style, I don't suggest it, because it could be very very, what's the word I'm looking for? Draining. Looking at, like, if you're like a scalper or intraday trader and you're looking at a trade for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month. Like, if you see profits, yeah, you're cool with it, but it's still kind of hard to build that concept. So, any questions on GU? I'll give you guys, in fact, here, let me hide this. As for right now, I wouldn't, if I'm talking about just using like regular arbitrage, I wouldn't personally even sell this. If I'm looking at the 1 hour, 4 hour, daily time frames, I wouldn't sell this at all, because that'll just be reckless, and that'll just be like, well, yeah, reckless. I'm being, like I said, like my trade that I just got into is pretty reckless, because this 4 hour candle, nothing's telling me to sell right here. But I just am looking at price rejecting off of here to go and start going on a downtrend. Any questions on GU? Questions? All right. Sounds good. All right. Let me go ahead and full screen this first of all. And then secondly, let's go on to USD JPY. I have a bone to pick with USD JPY. All right. Daily time frame. Bullish. So, I got into a sell on this trade. My stop loss got ahead. I have no one to blame but myself. Nothing was telling me to sell, but it is what it is. And I also had mentioned not even to try to get into a sell. I tried to get into a sell about right here, but then price was just too bullish, and it took me out like in 2 seconds, so it's all right. But yeah, UJ definitely extremely bullish. Again, the Japanese yen. It's for all the Japanese yens. I've been saying this for like the past 2 weeks. All the Japanese yens, it's weak because it is in a recession, so price just drops. Like, let's go look at the JXY real quick. Boom. Called that sell right here, dropped like a rock. So, and it's basically, it started dropping from up here, which is insane. From up there all the way down here, and it's still gonna keep going. So I'm gonna keep there. USD JPY. So yeah, UJ, I personally, I don't even like how it looks, honestly speaking. I mean, I would definitely look to see this right here. Retest. I mean, not retest. Well, yeah, retest the RSI line when it draws and comes up to here. Definitely want that retest to continue going bullish. Because personally speaking, I don't know exactly when what's going on economically on USD JPY, and that's just not my area of profession, question mark. But yeah, what was on the Japanese economy isn't really something that I look at a lot. I'm more worried about USD. But if the Japanese yen is hold on, give me 1 second, guys. No, if the Japanese yen is gonna keep on being in a recession, is gonna keep on losing strength, I expect it to keep going bullish. But 1 second. Sorry, guys. Family stuff. But anyways, yeah, UJ. If I were to get into the buy, cause I don't. Again, I like looking at the weekly, this type of thing. Yeah, if I really look at and it even matches up with the RSI line right here. Yeah, if I really want to get into this buy on the daily, I would personally want price to come back and retest the RSI line. That's why I color this black so you guys can think of it like that. At 108.256. If I were to get into a buy for UJ, this is the only way I would. But other than that, I'm not looking to get into a buy. I mean, if you want to get into a risky sell right now, sure, go ahead. You could possibly like get some mad pips if price is actually going to start retracing. But again, I'm looking for the US dollar to start retracing. So if that happens, then USD JPY is just going to keep going up. So with that being said, not really looking a lot of, like I said, I want to see price start to drop, but I don't think it's going to happen. Let me look in the 1 hour. Might be setting up for a sell. Yeah, it is actually. It is setting up for the sell, but the way how the RSI line looks right here, it looks like price can still potentially go up a little higher. Not that I think that's what's going to happen. I still think that's going to drop a little bit, but it could still has that potential to go up. So as of right now, wouldn't look for sells just yet. Maybe on the 15-minute it's set up. Yep, on the 15-minute. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, GA is definitely getting looked at. I have a bone to pick with GA too. But yeah, we have the sell call break retest of the RSI line. I actually like this sell for USD JPY, but I'd want to wait until if price can respect the RSI line right here and then see it drop a little more, then definitely getting into this sell because it's a pretty little risk reward ratio. But look, let me make it that way, you can see right now price is currently over the RSI line. So one would want to wait a little bit for to see how this candle closes. Probably by the time I end with this call, I'll come back and look at USD JPY. Might get us into a quick sell. Any questions? Any questions? No questions on UJ. All right. Again, like I said, I'll check again and see what this looks like at the end. It's like, thank you. Oh, it's expired. Damn. Thank you. My daughter made me dinner. That's so cute. Oh, and look at that. It's already showing rejections off of there. Hey, maybe I just gave you another trade and idea right here. I might get into this right now. Ooh, it's already moving, but I'm gonna wanna. I'm okay with being a little couple pips and drawdown. But yeah, if I'm gonna get into this trade right now, which I am, if it could stand still, that'd be great. Right here. Just a quick trade, intraday type of thing. It's kind of looks like this is a 1-to-1 right now, but if I'm going based off of I'm actually gonna make it like this. That's 30 pips, which is all right. So USD JPY sell. I'm gonna go ahead and sell it. And my stop loss, I'm putting it at a 109.769. It definitely has the opportunity to get hit again, just right here. And especially since the 15-minute hasn't really given us this red cloud like I would want. But still, I still think since price is under this RSI line, it could still drop. So I'll put my stop loss at 109.800 just to keep it on the safe side. So So let's see how this holds up. But this definitely looks like a good possible trade. But like I said, I want to see overall on the daily time frame. Overall, I want to see price respect right there to come back down to like at least 108.250, or even at this upper danger zone, and then continue going up. That's what I would really want to see. That would make things a little better. So yeah. Any questions on UJ? Any questions on UJ? Questions on UJ? This smells fire, man. All right. Again, this is just like an intraday trade. 30 pips. You're getting 30 pips for like 15 pips, or 17 actually. Now I think about it, but you can hold it even longer than that. Cause I still do think that UJ is gonna drop. So if I get 30 pips, I'll probably take like half of my trade off the table, take those profits, and then just leave the rest running at break even. See what happens from there. So let's go on to USD CAD. Ooh, USD CAD. It's playing games. It's playing major games. Okay. New drawings. So last week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last week, price was right here, and it showed like I'd mentioned, it showed that it was looking like it was oversold, right? So what did price do that very next day? After I was calling for a buy on UCAD, it just dropped, which was funny to me. And of course, it's going to drop because the DXY was dropping. So the USD part of the market obviously was making UCAD drop. So right now, prices at the 2 deviations. We already had $1 sign showing that it's oversold. I'd want to wait for another one, and this is just being risky in general, because I personally don't think you should ever trade when you see just overbought or oversold, because price could always drop more, as you can see right here. But if I see the second dollar sign, which might pop up right here on this candle, then you might start looking for buys for a retracement of some sort for UCAD. But like I said, I don't want to personally, I don't like how it looks on the daily time frame. Weekly, it just hit the mean line on the weekly time frame, but this can actually go anywhere, to be honest with you, because this being at this mean line, but it's broken through this RSI line, it could keep dropping. But a retest would definitely be more beneficial for it to keep dropping. Now that is if it keeps dropping. And look at this, man. The weekly caught this beautiful buy this week right here. Buy. It dropped down a little bit to retest the RSI line. You would have bought right here, then gone swinging up, man. And you see, this is exactly what I want to see with GU on that trade I got in. You got the retest of the RSI line. It didn't even go all the way down there, but then it just flew up. That's what I want to see on GU. Something like that. Maybe it won't take as short of a time, maybe longer. But yeah, so daily time frame for UCAD. Yeah, I don't like how it looks to get into the sell right here. So I'll just rather be patient and wait for it to give me some other type of clues of what it wants to do. I want to see that dollar sign pop up before I talk more about UCAD. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. Because even on the lower time frames, it's just gonna show that it's selling. Like, yeah, like it just called for another sell right here. And I'm not 100% sure if it's gonna keep selling from down here. It might, but personally speaking, I'd rather get into a buy right here than a sell. That it just shows like that. But hey, that's just me. So I'll go on to daily time frame. Oh, let's go look at my home slice tacos. I want me some Oh man, and I'm glad that I didn't really trade this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This really dropped from down here. That's crazy. So yeah, USD Mexican pesos came down to the lower danger zone a little more. Um, dang, this thing is still down here. It's crazy, but I want to see price like I said last week. I want to see price start to retrace up a little bit, come touch the RSI line, which probably by the end of the week, if it does go bullish, will look like this. And then I want to see USD Mexican continue dropping. And boom, look at that. It goes right where the RSI line would be at for USD Mexican. So that's what I want to see for my tacos. But again, I wouldn't want to necessarily try to sell it right now. The price is showing that it's oversold, but it could just easily break through this right here and then keep dropping. So would wait on that personally.
Yo, Abdul.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on?
I'm right, man. Can you run some analysis on
I'm sorry, what was that?
Can you run some analysis on GBP USD?
On GU? Okay, I had already done that, but USD Mexican, I've already talked about it, so I'll go back and talk.
Oh shit, I came in late. Sorry about that.
It's all good. So GU.
Yeah.
And this is a kind of risky move, like I mentioned, but right now, GU, I actually want to see it selling right now. Okay, but again, this is a kind of risky move because on the daily time frame, right now it's curling on bullish, right? And it's called this buy a couple of days ago, gone bullish. But on the weekly time frame, I see prices right at the RSI line. So right now, I actually got into a sell, like during this live, and so my stop loss is 1.27576. So if I do lose this trade, it's only going to be like by 30, 40 pips.
I don't know. I have a buy from 26698.
22698.
Yeah.
Nice buy, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, bro. It's sniper. And I'm looking at take profit at around 27600.
27658.
600.
1.27600. That's very much possible, bro. Because that would be like a little bit above my stop loss, and that would be when I'll wait for price to tell me when to take my profits. But honestly speaking, what I would do, I would probably take profits about here because of this one and one thing only. Right now, price is created this double.
Partials.
What was that?
I just took partial profits.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm looking. I think I'll just put my stop loss at break even, just in case.
Yeah, because right now, what price can really do right here is it can make this double top, and price could literally stop right here, then start to drop. It is showing this overbought right here, but again, that doesn't really matter because price can just keep going higher.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely putting your stop loss at break even would be a wise decision.
Yeah.
But I think it could definitely probably go up there. That's like right above my stop loss. So, and I put my stop loss up there for a reason, right? Because then if it does get hit, then it's probably just gonna keep going higher.
Thanks for that. And I don't know, can you look at AUD JPY?
Oh yeah, I'll take a look at that later on. I have that. It's on my list.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be looking at that. Let me go and head. I already looked at USD Mexican, and I'll go ahead and take a look at it right now. Why not? So I'm gonna look at G. So AUD JPY. So daily time frame, hella bullish. God damn. Yeesh, this was bullish for how many days? But anyways, so AUD personally speaking, it might start slowing down right here. It might start slowing down right here. It's at this 2 deviations right here. It might start to slow down, but don't take my word for it. This can still keep going bullish. But I don't think it's likely that it'll happen though.
I have a sell. I entered around 76.603, and I'm looking at a take profit of 74344.
7484.
Yeah, I am 76603. That's the sell entry.
Okay.
And then stop loss is around 76915.
That's not a bad trade.
Yeah,
Realistically speaking, that's not a bad trade at all. Like even the 1 hour time frame on here, it's showing that that's not a. I mean, if you lose, then hey, it is what it is. You don't lose that much, but the risk to reward is amazing. I like that trade.
Yeah, thanks.
So that that looks. I would take that trade. Let me see, 15-minute time frame. It's overbought right now. I mean, hey, if you lose, then hey, you go on to trade another thing.
Yep.
You don't have to be attached to your loss. Nah, that's a good trade, man. I'll stay in that.
Thanks, bro.
All right, no problem. And yeah, like if you guys want to get in that as well, like that doesn't look too terrible. As long as price really chills right here at this upper dangers, at this 2 deviations right here, it could really drop. Like go on the 5-minute time frame, see what it's looking like. Like there's no really confirmation showing that it's gonna sell right here, but you can see that these are starting to point down right here on the arbitrage Z, and then you can also see that it's still over ground zero, so it's not really a safe sell, but on the woman is definitely telling you, yeah, you want to get in and sell. So like I said, if you guys want to get in that's not a bad trade at all. That's really not a bad trade in my opinion. All right, so that is AUD JPY. I am definitely going with way slower than I thought I was. All right, so GA. GA has been one. I don't know what to say about GA. But so it finally broke through this RSI line like 10 years later. It kind of retested it right here a couple hours ago. But we could still, I want to see price come like and really touch it right here. It might not, but I'd rather see that instead to get into this trade. It's already called for the sell, so we might actually get that a little retest of on the 1 hour time frame. But yeah, like I mentioned, want to see this for me to get into a GA buy. I'm gonna relay this to on the daily time frame. Right there. Scoot that up. All right, so on the daily time frame, or not even on the daily, I'm trading this on the 4 hour. I forgot. So on the 4 hour, right? I'd want to take this buy. Wait, like I said, I want price to come back down a little more, then buy up. I still want to like get into this buy overall. Like, so if I could get an entry down here, and then possibly get another entry if price breaks and retests this RSI line, I want to take it up to 1.8600 because guys, in how many? Let me show you guys this. From up here, from right here where price started to crash, when GA started to drop, from right over here, it's dropped 2,325 pips in 2 months. That's crazy. I want to see some type of retracement on this, one way or another. because that's crazy to me that 2,325 pips in just 2 months can happen. Like, that's intense. So, like I said, I want to see some type of retracement. I'm not looking at the daily time frame. I'm looking more at the 4-hour. Daily looks like it's setting up for a beautiful buy, by the way. But on the 4-hour, definitely want to see price come back to retest down here to jump up, which I'm getting that entry on the 1-hour. So I want it like if I get this stop loss hit, which I'm putting at a little lower than right here, 60.2, which that would probably I probably won't even take a 60 pip loss. I'm actually gonna set my alert, and that's something I forgot to do with USD JPY and with the GU, but those trades are currently in profit, so I'm okay with that. AV Atlas, no AV arbitrage. Long exit all, got my alert set, and so let's see what happens here. But again, I want price to come down to 1.81480 and then keep on buying. Any questions on GA? That should get good, man. No questions on GA?
Yeah, I don't have any.
All right. I'll look at gold. I know people want to trade gold. All right, so gold. I remember last week I had mentioned that I was thinking that gold was gonna buy. I mean, was gonna buy from right here, and it definitely didn't do that, and it ended up selling. I wouldn't have sold this, and the only reason why I wouldn't have sold this because I didn't get a retest of the RSI line. But this was a beautiful ass sell. That is literally the only reason why I would not have gone in. I would have wanted this. For me to get into a sell. I never got that, so it's okay. Price faked out for a buy, ended up dropping again. 1683, huh? All right, so let me go on to the daily time frame. For gold, we have that sell. What do I want to see though? A retest, just like I was talking about. I want to see gold retest back up to 713. That might piss people off, but that's what I want to see. And then I'll sell. I might get in this trade. To be honest with you, I mean, we have the break right here, the break of this retest. We didn't even need to wait for this sell call because price broke through it, retested it, boom, drop. But if we can get that again, that'd be nice. But I'm not a fan of selling right there. I'd rather wait for price to go back up to 714, 715 than sell it. But other than that, I'm not, and I don't even like trading gold, so I'm personally not going to get into it. Ooh, that is a terrible stop loss. Hold on. Even that, 237 pips. It's a swing trade, so it is what it is. But still, anyways, gold, it's definitely in a downtrend, as you can see. I mean, it's calling for a sell, so would want price to come up and retest right here once more and then drop. But other than that, I wouldn't get into the sell right now for me personally. Any questions on gold? There's one pair I forgot to look at. No questions? All right, Euro AUD. So Euro AUD, I know that price broke even when I remember I called this buy. Price hit TP1 for those who are intraday traders. And then I said put your stop loss at break even. Right here, this is where I had called for you to take, well, not right there, but like around here is when I said, okay, you might want to take your profits on EA if you're trading this. But what I'm trading on was on a 2-hour. Which price is still playing games with me, which told me to got this out, and my stop loss is already at break even, so that was perfect. But daily time frame, looking at Euro AUD, yes, it's looking bearish. It's looking quite bearish here, especially for price to come back down right here. If price can respect here, and like here, I'll even do the same thing I did with the DXY and EU earlier. If I can have price respect right here, just draw that little rectangle, piece it up. If I can have price respect right here, then I definitely wouldn't mind swinging EA for a buy. But like I said, it has to respect this level right here, and it's looking like it might. I mean, price, like in this, it's the same thing with GA, right? GA or EA came all the way up here and dropped down to freaking 3,766 pips in less than 3 months. Just all like one way, basically. And that's pretty insane as well. So I want to, like I said, I want to see some buys in this. And that's just because the Australian dollar is just gaining strength. This all has to do with the Australian dollar gaining strength. That's why all the AD pairs look like that. But it might be time, like I said, I want to see price just start to push up a little more. It's been consolidating down here for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 days. It's either going to break and create another lower low, or it's going to at least come back up to the RSI line before it drops some more. Those are the two options that I see, or it could just buy. But yeah, personally, EA, I still want to personally buy this. I want to buy it from down here, but I'm going to wait for a little more confirmations to tell me to buy. Because, hey, price could just definitely keep dropping from right here. Let me get rid of that drawing I had. Price could just definitely start dropping from retesting the lower danger zone right here and drop. So, again, going to wait on EA. Now, is there any other pairs that anybody wants me to take a look at before I shut this off? Because I think I'm getting near my hour. And I also want to eat my food.
AUD, JPY was dropped basically.
Yeah, it dropped?
You looked at, yeah, it dropped.
Let me take a look.
So I'm guessing if anyone took that trade, the person should be in profit.
Oh, yeah, look at it. Yeah, exactly.
Nice drop.
Right back to where it started earlier today. That's you should be in profit if you got in that trade. Like, that's just solid. That's solid work, yeah.
Sure.
All right, and Lorena, you did say that you wanted to look at US 30. All right, thank you actually for reminding that. I did not look at the US indices. All right. Well, let's not look at the 15-minute right now. Daily time frame. Let's see what. Oh man, the Dow Jones is just ridiculously bullish, man, and it's crazy. It looks like it, man. I'm so glad I didn't trade. Oh my goodness. Yikes, man. Dow Jones just blows me away sometimes. I didn't trade at all on Friday. Like, I was nowhere near a chart. I just want to see. Okay, so the Dow Jones, I'm going to do the same exact thing I did on NAS 100 last week. The Dow Jones, from where it dropped out, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to take it from the tippy top. From this drop right here, it dropped how many? Oh my God, by 37, like almost 38%, right? That's how much the Dow Jones dropped, about 38%. Then how much is it risen by? By almost 50%. I have a problem with that, just off of how this COVID-19 and everything happened. I low-key have a problem with that, but I don't at the same time, kind of. But it is what it is. But man, that's insane. Oh yeah, NFP, huh? Yeah, and that's exactly why I didn't trade, because of NFP. Like, I don't like really trading on NFP like that. But that's insane. It's already grew 50% from the drop. But anyways, so what I want to see on Dow Jones, realistically speaking, this is too bullish for me to want to even call for a sell, except on the 15-minute time frame. It's extremely too bullish on any other time frames for me to call for a sell, except for on the 15-minute time frame. If I can get price to break through this RSI line, which if I can get price to break through 270.90, then retest the RSI line. You might not even get a retest since it's the Dow Jones. And then a drop. On the 1 hour time frame, you would still be barely just getting into a sell off of that. So if you can if you do want to get into the sell, like I said, wait for that break and retest of that RSI line and then have it continue dropping. Once you have it dropping down to right here, that's when you'd be called for the sell on the hourly. Then you could just set your stop loss at break even and then continue writing it down if it's gonna drop. But this is crazy to me. This is really crazy to me how price bounced up. It just bounced up and never looked back once it came from down here. That's funny. But yeah, other than that, I really don't see any reason why you would want to even try to sell Dow Jones. Only because if you want to sell high. I mean, I personally still think a second wave of coronavirus things might be possibly happening, especially with all the protests and stuff that's going on. But that's besides the point. It doesn't look like Wall Street wants to go down, though. And same thing with SPX 500, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wow. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Yeah, SPX 500, same thing. I'm pretty sure it's around, let's see. From this drop, it dropped about 35%. If you would have bought from down here, you would have almost been in the 50% profit range you get now. Exactly, that's crazy. But yeah, same thing with SPX 500. I'm pretty sure 15-minute time frame, setting up for that sell. Yep, same thing. So that being said, just no problem. Yeah, I would just definitely go ahead and take that sell if we have price break through the RSI line, retest it, respect it, keep on dropping. All right, any other questions?
Yeah, I have a little question.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a question about your basically, yeah. You don't use trend lines and all, like.
Well, was my what? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Your trading style, like I love how you do it. So I'm asking if you like, do you recommend using trend lines or just understanding the pattern and basically understanding candlesticks and all that?
Yeah, for me personally, I don't like trend lines because the only reason why I don't like trend lines, they do work. They do work, don't get me wrong. But I don't like them is because you have to adjust them every so often versus...
And it basically limits you, yeah?
Exactly. But versus if you do like a lower, like you have right here, you have your low, you have your high, you have your lower low, you have your lower high. That's how I like to trade. So I'd like, let's say if price comes down here, it'd make a lower high for it to keep going bullish because this is an uptrend. That's how I like personally looking at trends.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, trend lines, that new feature, I'm definitely waiting for it. I want to see how that works because that's gonna be readjusting it for me. Exact for arbitrage. So I can't wait for that. But yeah, that's how like if like without like if there's not something that's rearranging it for me, then I don't personally like use like just drawing out trend lines.
It's awesome. I mostly I don't know. I mostly trade using trend lines. Like that gives me more confirmation. It tells me not to re-enter and all that. So like after breaking and retest, I re-enter.
Oh yeah,
Things like that.
exactly. I mean, I used to trade that same exact way, but it's just like I mentioned, it's just once I started having to change like adjust my trend
Adjust.
lines all
Yeah.
the time, I just got tired of it and I just stuck with higher low, higher high, lower lows and lower highs. That's just all that stuff. It's just easier for me.
That's pretty awesome. Oh shit, by the way, AUJ, AUDJPY is melting.
Nice,
It's
nice.
melting.
Oh yeah, same here. I have UJ, GU, everything's in profit. Yeah, nice, awesome. Let me go
Yeah,
take a look at AUDJPY. Yeah, that's right. So now you can wait for a price to just break through this and then keep dropping. But no, that was a sniper right there. That was a sniper shot.
yes, sir. Wait,
Zero drawdown.
Abdul, you know who's talking, right?
Oh yeah, bro.
Oh, okay,
Of course I
okay.
do. Come on now.
Man, thanks for the call. Thanks for the Zoom call.
No problem,
Really
man.
appreciate.
And everybody else, thank you for being here. Thank you for spending this hour with me. I appreciate it. I'll
Thank
go ahead
you
and post up the
much.
recording as soon as
Yeah,
possible.
for sure.
All
For
right,
sure.
guys. Have a good night or a
You
good day
too, bro.
wherever you are.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.